What is up, entrepreneurs? Welcome to the live helpcast here with Entree Woman TV. If you are new here, my name is Diana Gladney of dianagladney.com, and I help busy entrepreneurs simplify the video creation process so that you can reach wider and connect deeper with the people that need you the most. And right now, needless to say, it's probably a lot of people that need you. Needless to say, there's a lot of people that need you. So I'm super pumped and excited. Make sure y'all can hear me loud and clear. Let me know. I want to make sure. Let me double check this again. Okay, we should be getting audio. Huh. Let me make sure. I don't know. Let me make sure y'all can hear this through the microphone using StreamYard today. It usually doesn't provide any problems with that as far as that's concerned, but just want to make sure. So y'all should be hearing me pretty good. Actually, no, you're not. Now you're hearing me. Speaker. All right. Hold on, y'all. My bad. Things have changed. All right. So now we're good. I just want to make sure for any of you guys that comes on, you're able to hear me loud and clear. So now you can. So let's do the intro all over again. What is up, entrepreneurs? Welcome to Entree Woman TV, the place to be if you're at home, which would be everyone. So my name is Dinah of DinahGladney.com. So if you're new here, I help busy entrepreneurs simplify the video creation process so that you can reach wider and connect deeper with the people that need you the most. And needless to say, everybody probably needs you and your services right about now. In accordance with my terms and conditions of my company, I am not allowed to be on live stream with ashy and chappy lips. So put a little chapstick on and we're going to dive into some questions. If you guys decide anytime during the stream that you want to join live, you can do so by going to dyna.link/join. I don't know how we'll continue doing things with the live helpcast, if we'll keep consistently doing these or like once a week. You guys let me know, like, are you enjoying these? Do you want more of these? Or what does that seem like you guys did? And I asked everywhere on the various different platforms and you all said you wanted another one. You wanted to do more of these. So here we are. So you can go to dyna.link/join on your phone or on your laptop and hop on and ask your questions live. So let's hop over to the comments. We're doing this live on Facebook as well as the Tubes U. So be able to get these questions on here. So Dean Reynolds Media, good to see you. Glad that you're here. Saying, Diana, your thumbnail game is sick. You actually inspire me, yo. I appreciate that so much. I try and work to get better every chance I can. So I appreciate that. We have Able Worship in the house. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. He's saying, hi, I need some help with getting audio from Logic Pro X, a digital audio interface, to be registering with effects on Ecamm. At the moment, when I choose my interfaces, it is dry and bypasses everything. So when it comes to audio, you really want to make sure that your systems are compatible. And if your systems are not compatible, then, and what I mean compatible is like with your setup. So if you're saying that you're using Logic Pro X, a digital audio interface, the one thing that you want to do is for your computer is make sure you convert that over so that the sound devices, like for example, like on a Mac or something like that. What's up, Mohammed? I see you in the background there. Hop on, bring you on in just a minute. So if you want to make sure that your sound devices are synced properly so that the audio going out is coming from or the audio that's coming in is coming from the audio interface. Even similarly, like a mixer board, I have the Behringer 404 HD. So that's what I use sometimes. So I need to change and make sure when I go into my settings on my computer, especially like for Mac, the input settings needs to come from the Behringer. So it doesn't need to be whatever it was already, and make sure that's synced. I don't know if Logic requires any type of thing where you have to have software involved or whatever, or if it just automatically recognizes it. If that's the case, then it should come up in your drop down options. Then you want to make sure that the sound that's going out is coming from whatever that comes with. It's Ecamm Live, audio interface, or whatever. So you got to make sure that kind of stuff is synced in. Now, as far as where Ecamm Live comes into play, and you want to choose the audio effects, then that's not something where you would do it at. That's like if you want to add music to your stream, if you want to add in like the crowd, like, oh, kind of sound effects, that kind of stuff. So you can do like actual legit sound effects, or you could do music. That's what that's for. You need to go into your sound preferences even still within Ecamm Live and tell it what you want. So again, you need to make sure all your stuff is compatible and that it's linked and synced together before you're doing any of that. So Chocolate Twist Yoga, love that name, saying, and that's a dope profile picture there. So have to check your channel out. It looks good. So it's taken me over a year to find you. Finally, someone speaking in terms I can actually understand. I'm here for all of this, and I appreciate you, sister. I really do. So I'm glad that the content is doing what it's supposed to and serving you how it is. I'm hop to these comments real quick. You said the video is choppy. Well, as is, and I'm hooked in via Ethernet. So as is the problem when going live with StreamYard or BeLive.tv or whatever the case is. I pay for the best of the best internet, and the bill is paid. So if it cuts off, then y'all know they don't care nothing about Rona. They like give us some more money. But no, it's just like I'm doing everything I can. So it is what it is when it comes to that kind of a thing. Because I'm not using Ecamm today. I'm using StreamYard, trying to give that some love when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I'll come back to some of the other questions. Jonathan, I see you. RR, I see you. I see you guys that are there. Give me a second and I'll hop back over. But we have Muhammad. I'm bringing you in. You ready? It's too late. You're already in. What's up, Muhammad? Good to see you. You got to make sure your audio's on. Yeah, we can't hear you. Nope, can't hear you yet. Say it again.
I said, now you can?
Now I can.
I love your show. I've only run into you the last few days, and I really like what you're doing.
Oh, thank you, Muhammad. I appreciate it. Glad I could be of service. I see you got your green screen going on there.
I do. You can see the border over here too, can't
you? No, I just could tell the difference. It's like when you spend too much time in video, it's like you just know. Yeah. But it looks good.
So I was curious. I had asked the question, are you using Streamlabs along with OBS and Ecamm?
No, not at all. So you mean like today or just like in general?
I guess in general.
So yeah, I don't use Streamlabs OBS at all. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like I prefer stuff that kind of has a system. It's not so much so open source and me building what it should be. I just kind of like prefer systems. So I don't use Streamlabs OBS at all. In addition to Ecamm Live, I only, if I'm using Ecamm Live, I'm only using Ecamm Live. And like today, I'm using StreamYard. I'm only using StreamYard, so I'm not mixing and matching the services.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Was that your only question?
That was it primarily.
Okay.
Still putting things together.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you hopping on, Muhammad. Always a pleasure. Are you using Ecamm right now for the green screen, or are you using something else?
I'm using Streamlabs.
Streamlabs. Okay. Okay. I know everybody's kind of getting that green screen
I just purchased
option.
Ecamm just 2 days ago after watching your show.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad that I could be of service.
Awesome. Take care.
All right. You too, Muhammad. All righty. So let's hop back into the chat, answer some more of you all's questions. So I left off with Jonathan. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Said, I know you talked about this before, but I just saw someone do a YouTube live about using a capture card for Ecamm. Do you feel it's still not needed? Well, Jonathan, thanks for the question. I actually use my Sony A6400, even though and here's the baffling thing. For a lot of you guys, you see me talk and teach around the Canon M50. I don't use that as my primary camera any longer. It was, June 2019, when I started to get more into doing video work, especially when I went full time in my business. I'm like, yeah, for what Canon is doing, I'm not really seeing that, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't seeing a good upgrade path. Now the Canon R5 has come out that really changes things. But at the time, looking at Canon, the upgrade path, EOS R and RP and all, it just wasn't looking like it was worth it. It sucked. So I was not willing to stay with Canon. So I switched to Sony. That being said, I use my Sony A6400 with the Elgato Cam Link. Now, anytime that you see me streaming, and probably for just about the last year, I've been using my Sony A6400 and the capture card. So it's just a matter of, it's not that I think anything is wrong with capture cards at all, because it gets the job done for sure. I've used it, this same one, with my Panasonic G85. I've used it with, I had quite a few Panasonic cameras, but my Canon M50, I've used it now with my Sony. So it works. It's just a matter of, is the camera natively having the ability to live stream successfully with the clean HDMI out, not having to do a ton of hacks. So I don't recommend it for the Canon M50 because it's so many limitations with it. Is it possible to work around that? Sure. And that is better probably if you have shorter streams. So if I'm just hopping on doing power tips, 3 tips on blah, 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 I'm not doing any extended streams, I'm really keeping it under 30 minutes. It'll probably work fine for you, but is it like the best way to do it? No. But again, we have to remember the M50 is not really built for, it's not built for live streaming. We're just working around its limitations to make it happen. All right, good to see you. Welcome to the stream, Stan. I'm new to this stuff. I'm trying to use my M50 as a webcam. I have the Elgato Camlink 4K. When I tried to use that with no USB cable from the camera to the PC, the Camlink won't work. Can't see anything. So here's the thing with that. I don't know what to tell you, honestly, when it comes to that one, unfortunately. And here's why. If you're using the Elgato Camlink 4K, because it's a lot of components that you're putting into play here. First of all, I like the way this looks, but this is too huge. StreamYard, we gotta change that. So the banners are quite big. Let me see if I can adjust the way those look real quick. Yeah, it's good Lord, all up here. So if you have the Elgato Camlink 4K or the 1080p one or what have you, you need to make sure, one, you have the base requirements to actually live stream with that device. Some people buy those just thinking it'll work because it's like USB, so it doesn't require much. No, it's still like different little computing components in there. You want to make sure that your actual thing will keep working, like your computer works well with that. Or if you have, some computers have a USB 2.0 and a USB 3.0, and then now some have USB-Cs. You want to make sure, like if it's USB 3.0, which I know it is, that you're not in the USB 2.0. That could be a thing. So like I said, it's a lot of components when it comes to like the Elgato Camlink and stuff like that. The other thing is saying, you're saying with no USB cable from the camera to the PC, it won't see anything. Again, like I'm not sure fully what your setup is with that, but it's like when it comes to that kind of a thing, I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, when it comes to that, you're going to have to go back down that chain of events and see, okay, is it something with the Camlink? And if so, let's reach out to customer service. If it's not, again, like, is there something better that I could do? Maybe USB 2.0 to 3.0. Okay, we figure out there's nothing wrong with that. What is the problem? Where are you actually seeing what's the actual thing? So that will require some more details and stuff like that. So I'm just not sure. Let me scroll back up. Holy cow, I'm behind. I apologize. I will get to every comment. I always do. So Chocolate Twist Yoga said, would you please do some videos on the Sony A6400? I have considered it, and here's why I have not. Because I like it. Just like my Panasonic G85, I love Panasonic. I had so many Panasonic cameras, it's insane. The G7, the G85, the GX8. It's just like, I had so many, it was stupid. The Panasonic ZS70 even. But things that I use sometimes, especially for my overall message on the channel, simplifying the video creation process, for entrepreneurs that are new to content creation, that may not be the best advice. And Mitzi, I see you back there. Throw it in the private chat there if you want to hop on live and let me know, because I don't see your camera until I'll get to you. All right, so let me ask you, or let me ask y'all, if I do a video on the Sony A6400, do you want something similar to the Canon M50 for video series, where from a base level, because it is definitely a much better camera, very little limitations, and it's extremely powerful. But the thing is, it's like, how are you trying to unlock the best of this camera? Or are you just trying to get, again, something similar to the Canon M50 for video series? Because why that M50 series is so successful, because you're taking a basic camera, basic series for starters and, you know, newbies that are doing that. Canon has a little bit of an easier, you know, menu system and things like that. But it's just a matter of how many of y'all really want that on the A6400, because I tell you right now, if, depending on how far you get in your video journey, you own a Canon M50 and you see all of what the A6400 has in it, you can be like, what the hell did I buy the M50 for? So, but it's just a matter of, do y'all want to see that? Said, hey, glad to see you stream. Well, thanks, Muhammad. I appreciate that. Try to hop on here as often as I can. We used to do our Friday live chats, but you know, I have to adjust my schedule as client work and stuff like that switches. So Gassan Salty, hey, I'm glad to be here. Greetings from Jordan. Well, welcome. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Muhammad Moore is asking, are you using Ecamm Live along with Streamlabs and OBS? Okay, Mom, we already answered that earlier. Saints News Network. I can read English. This Saint, wait a minute. First of all, why is your channel name a tongue twister? Okay, I have not had my second cup of coffee yet, and that is a little bit much. All right, I haven't had my cheeseburger today. It's a bit much. So I started with StreamYard, Kyle. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with StreamYard. It's just that for me, I have it vexes my soul. Okay, I wanted to improve on certain things, like instead of 720p, let's do 1080p. And you know what I'm saying? There's certain things about the quality is just like, please, 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 let's just improve some video things. Let's add in a little bit more features. It literally is like, it's this close from being pretty gosh darn perfect for, you know what I'm saying? For like, you know what I'm saying? I just want that ceiling to raise up some for those that are really new, because the interface is very easy, simple to use, which there are tutorials coming on the channel about this. But the thing is, though, it's like I want them to just kind of raise the bar. So when we are using our cameras, and I am teaching you guys how to use your cameras and all of this stuff, you can choose. Do you want Ecamm? Do you want this? You have more options. We need competition in the market, honestly, when it comes to doing this kind of stuff. Okay, Mitzi, I'm bringing you on. Are you ready?
Okay.
You're in. Hi, how are you?
Hi, it's Mitzi well, no, actually, I'm not in London. I'm out in the English countryside because I've had to move out of home. So, hello.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. I love your London. I'm a big fan. I was just telling my friend last night about how much of a big fan of the UK and England I am. So good to see you and glad that you're here.
Yeah, well, I can't believe I'm here. I mean, I just came. Well, I've been seeing your videos, and they're absolutely brilliant. It's so good to see a woman who can explain this stuff in a way that seems to make sort of sense to me. And you're just an inspiration. And I just can't believe that here I am on a live stream thing. I would love to do what you're doing.
Oh, I love that so much. And thank you so much. It really, truly warms my heart. You just don't know. And I'm not going to cry. We don't need ugly tears on the stream today, but seriously, that means so much. Thank you. And I'm so glad to just be here to help any way that I can. And that was one thing I noticed as well. Getting started with video, there aren't a lot of women. It's a men dominated field. And then everybody's speaking mostly from, you know, either like, oh, you got to have cinematographer and $10,000. Just like, how about I take $500 and we make this work for everything that we need. So that means so much. So thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Can I just tell you a little bit about what it is I'm wanting to do? And maybe you can tell me how to get started and we can connect. But
sure.
You know, like a lot of people, my business has just been, you know, decimated with everything that's going on. And I train people in how to run meetings, and I do leadership development, a lot of it in healthcare with doctors and such like. And I'd had been thinking for some time about going virtual, and in fact I'd been running webinars using Zoom for quite a while with the breakout rooms and all of that, and I really enjoy doing it. And it just seems now is maybe the time when I really make that leap into doing it properly. But well, when I say properly, I mean, you know, in a bigger way.
Mhm.
And I've been looking at things like Kajabi, I've been looking at eCam, and it's just overwhelming. And I look at sales funnels, and I, you know, trying to do so many different things. And I think, is there a way to just start out step by step with maybe one, like if I had one good product, one good, whether it was a live webinar or something that you know, video of some sort, of some of my training programs, which I think do work online. And, you know, that's in the comments, I said, I don't know whether you coach people, because I almost want to sit down and have a conversation with someone. I mean, I guess we're having it now, but
Yeah.
we can say, okay, this is, you know, this is how to start, and, you know, this is the plan. And if you take these steps.
Okay. Yeah. It's like, I'll just clarify, but I really want to dig into being able to help you while I have you. So yeah, I do coaching and things like that, and that information is on the website. But to the point of what you mentioned, as far as like your services and being able to bring those online, everything honestly is translatable to being online. It's just sometimes navigating the right perspective in the way that is most appealing. If I only gave the numerical information around cameras and lenses and, you know, make it look like a facts check sheet, that's not super helpful. But if I show it to you, and I'm still maybe explaining some of those things, we just have to know the separation between what should be maybe, let's say, a free downloadable that is a simple something, you know, that they can do or learn or understand. And that doesn't have to be much. It could be a 1-page, it could be a checklist or something like that, that brings them into your community. So the first thing is, like, for online business in general, is you do want to honestly figure out a way to get some kind of freebie offer or premium free offer, so that you can now have access to having conversations with them via email. They're giving you permission to email them. So for example, before I went live, I sent an email to my community like, hey, I asked y'all on Instagram and YouTube, you know, do you want another one of these help sessions? And everybody said yes. So here's the link. Here's what's happening, and other additional info. They gave me permission to contact them after I gave them, like, let's say, the M54 video series guide, or gave them the ultimate guide to live streaming. But the thing with online, though, we have to understand who is the person that we're going to be helping, what problems are they having, and what is their current and right now pain point. If I only talked about tripods and lights right now, that's not very helpful to my whole community at this juncture right now with where we are. And like you said, everybody is being affected by the COVID-19, and it's like we are. So right now it has to be a focus on live stream. I've had to cancel interviews and stuff that I had lined up, simply because it's most important for me to right now address their pain point. So you can switch and bring on what you're doing. It is translatable to online, even for health. It's just understand what things can I show and share with you that is best in the video. What's the proper medium and the form for communication? So there are some things I would only do a video about to show them, like, hey, you notice when you get this vein on your arm, or hey, you notice when this muscle, like, I can point, I can show, I can, you know, those kind of things. So understanding the visual side of things. But then we also want to understand, like, what are some of the things where, like we're doing now, we're having a conversation that we can just discuss and not need any B-roll, not need any kind of extra stuff. So maybe it's a concept and a conversation that could just be a talking head video like this, that's 3 to 5 minutes maybe, but it's super valuable to them because it's something that is going to help them. So that's the only thing. It's like every business, honestly, whether you have a physical location you can't get to right now, and you're now needing to bring some things online, it's absolutely possible, no matter what kind of a business that you have. Seriously, it's just a matter of, for their current pain point that they're having right now, what's the best way to communicate that to them using video?
Yeah. Okay. Can I ask you something? I know that you said you're not using Ecamm, but this evening, but I did see that with Ecamm, with the Pro version, there's a virtual webcam that you can use with Zoom. Because as I said, I use Zoom for webinars.
Mhm.
And it occurred to me that if I could find out how you even use Ecamm, I'm not entirely sure I know, but it would mean that then I could also have the branding as such, like, so it would look more than just a webinar,
Yes.
rather than just a Zoom meeting.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, is that, if I understood that correctly?
Yes, that's correct. So that's one of the only reasons I think most of us entrepreneurs would even have a real reason for the pro account is for that feature, so that we can take all of the tools and resources, like you said, the branding, the intro screen, or that whatever, that you want, and bring that to the Zoom. So instead of picking, like, let's say your web camera or something in the Zoom settings or what have you, you would pick where it says Ecamm virtual camera. And then that brings over everything that you would need.
Yeah.
So your regular Zoom attendees can actually see everything that you bring on screen, whether it's a PowerPoint, whether it's some hold music and a be right back screen or whatever. They are seeing that on Zoom now. So that's absolutely possible. I have some tutorials that I'm recording right now that'll start breaking down how I do some of those different things and how you can. So it's coming. It's just not online yet on the channel, but that's absolutely possible.
And I don't want to monopolize you, but if I could ask one other thing.
Sure.
Because I think you've got your Kajabi Hero t-shirt.
Oh, yes.
And like I said, Kajabi sounds so great. And I look at it, but then there is just so much going on. It's for someone where this is so new, is there a simple way to get started without necessarily, doing the whole Kajabi thing, which is, another way of doing that? It's simple steps, or is it that I just need to spend the time to get to understand it? But there seem to be so many ways in and out of doing things in it that I could spend a month just watching their videos or whatever.
So I will say, like, somebody that taught myself how to build a WordPress website and all those technological nerdy things, honestly, that is not the way to go. I do think Kajabi is still the simplest and easiest way, because it gives you the ability to have it as basic as you want. But also, again, that ceiling is very high to maximize that as much as you want. The honest thing when it comes to services and tools like Kajabi, at some point you have to say, right now, all I need is one free downloadable page that says, here's where you can get the guide or the free checklist or whatever. And then they get an email and it downloads. So that's the email part taken care of. I need a way to email my community, and that's taken care of. And then you can say, for my website, because I host everything on dianagladney.com is through Kajabi. It's like, if I only want one page that says, when you go to my website and it's my picture and whatever else, and it's just that one page, that's literally it. If those work for you and that's what's going to make having success faster, and more achievable for you, keep it to just that simple system.
Okay.
The frustrating thing with Kajabi is they are overloading you with information. They are telling you, you can build a course and you're like, well, I need all this stuff, but you need to know when to say enough and when to just ignore it. Because if the most important thing for you to do right now is start building your email list from the current business that you have, so that you have access to communicate with your community, screw whatever else they're talking about, courses, and ignore the tutorials. Only focus on getting those things achieved. Once those are taken care of, what's the next thing that you need? It's like, that's the thing. You have to kind of drive what you want out of the surface. Yeah, it can do a ton of things, and it can do a ton of things really well. But I say it's easier to do that because the pages and the links and all that stuff is already connected. Whereas if you go through a Wix.com or you go through Squarespace.com, you still need to link an email provider. So maybe you're going to ConvertKit, which I love ConvertKit. I used to be with them for years. I had 5 or 6 different services, and then I shut those down, I think September 2018, I think. And I just was like, I'm getting frustrated because every time I want to make a new downloadable, every time I want to do something for my community, I have 17 steps I have to do to make all these 5 or 6 services work. Whereas with Kajabi, because it's all integrated, you literally can say you do this and blah, blah, blah. I just want to create one downloadable, and it'll say, great, We already have a template that you can use that will email them. You just put in what you want it to say, and it's already linked. So that's when it comes to those kind of services. And like I said, especially something like Kajabi, you have to say, forget all the rest of that stuff and just like honestly ignore it and just like put in like your top 3 things that you need right now. You need to build an email list, so that maybe that's a checklist or something you already have in your business that you could offer in a digital way. Then it's just like, make it super simple and ignore the rest until you need it. I still haven't launched like my signature course, so to speak. And I don't care how many ads that they send or even like, I'm not there yet. I'm not ready yet. You know what I'm saying? Until like another month from now, then I'll focus on that. Until then, I'm just building community right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to know when to cut them off. And that's for anything, honestly.
Oh, that's so helpful. Thank you very much. And you're absolutely brilliant. Okay.
Thank you so much, Missy. I'm so glad you came on.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, take care. Oh, I love that conversation so much. It's like that is seriously, honestly, it's like that's the thing when it comes to a lot of things and I'm gonna get to the comments. I see you guys. I'm gonna try to scroll and figure out where I am in the comments. But that's the thing when it comes to doing business online in general. It's like, you got to know, like, everybody's always going to offer something. Everybody says, oh, you need to be doing. And it's just like, at some point you got to say, forget what y'all talking about. I need this right now. This is what I need to focus on. That's all I can give my attention to. Because honestly, all distractions are equal. All distractions are equal. So if you have somebody that's a negative influence in your life, they are as equally bad of a distraction as too many people that you subscribe to their email list, and you are so overloaded and overwhelmed when you sign into your email, you cannot find the one that you should be focusing on. So it's like at different seasons, people I absolutely love and follow, like, you know, I'm a student of theirs. I'll unsubscribe because my focus has to be on like this one thing right now. Like say in about another 30 days, I'll probably start launching my course. And it's just like, until then, I'm like laser focused on the one thing. So all distractions become equal in the way that they can like kind of, you know, start to separate you from where you should be focusing on. Let's see here. All right. So I left off with Muhammad. So Jameson's travels. Where are you traveling to, Jameson? So glad you're here. So I have an ATEM Mini. And Felicia, I see you in the background. I'll be bringing you in shortly. So I have an ATEM Mini and Ecamm. How hard is it to set up for a newbie for green screen? Well, how much video stuff do you know? Because here's the thing with video stuff. If you don't know anything about video, you can buy all the things, hashtag all the things, but the same video rules apply. So when it comes to green screen, that requires adequate lighting. If you have no lights, and you're using ceiling lights, you need to invest in lighting. So you just have to know the components that are going to go into what the setup is. It's not hard, but do you have time to dedicate to this? And here's the thing with introducing new tools and stuff like that. Every new tool has a learning curve, whether it's small or whether it's big. You start adding in a bunch of things that have big and small learning curves, you're going to end up in a circle. You know what I'm saying? So again, too many learning curves is just a circle. So introduce one thing at a time. If you're familiar with the ATEM Mini and Ecamm, like you got it locked in, you introduce a green screen. It's not hard at all. You pop the green screen up behind you. You already understand lighting and all that stuff. You angle your lights and light that green screen well. Ecamm Live makes it super simple and easy. Like, I'm still baffled at how good it looks. I don't use it, but like when I've played around with it, it's just like, this is insane. So it works really well as far as like outlining you to make sure like your ears don't turn green. So it works well. It's just a matter of if you know, as far as like green screen stuff, or even if you're getting used to it, light it well, have enough distance between you and it so that, again, it's not green shadows casting. Like, this is a black shirt. You easily see a green shadow cast on my shoulder or whatever. So just make sure you light it well. So let's see here. Jonathan Barbera, glad that you're here. Appreciate the hard work you do. Well, thank you so much. Any reason why Mac Mini 2019 gets hot when I'm using Ecamm? Is it still Jose Marquez by chance? So I don't know. I don't have a Mac Mini. Here's the thing with the tools though. And y'all have to forgive me. Y'all know I'm straight up and very honest. So if there's something I don't know, I'm just going to tell you I don't know. But here's the thing when it comes to tools and resources from the Cam Link or, like I said, software. One, do you have enough RAM, which is the random access memory? So let's call it brain power, enough to process information. Imagine 83 people talking to you at once. How well can you focus on one person? Not very well. So that's the same way RAM works in a computer. If you're maxing it out and it doesn't have a lot, then you need more. You know what I'm saying? So you need to see what are the requirements, the base requirements for what you're using. For Ecamm, it even still has base requirements. So depending on what that is, if you don't know, how much, it's like, oh, I can't figure that out. Just Google search how to find the RAM on a Mac or how to find, and figure out where you are. Especially, again, if you are on a Mac and stuff like that, do you need a cooling fan? I don't know. I usually have a cooling fan for mine and stuff like that at times. But again, I know the limitations on my computer. I'm not running too many different things on it. So know what your RAM is on your computer, how much processing power it has. Does it meet the base requirements? Because if it doesn't, just because the program will load, doesn't mean it'll work efficiently. So we have Dawn Fuller. How you doing, Dawn? Glad to see you. And then I'm gonna hop over to Felicia in just a moment after this one. So I see y'all, Wambui, Nikita, the Heart of a Villain. I see y'all in there. I will come to you in a moment, I assure you. Henry, good to see you. So Dawn, you're saying, I love what you're doing. Thank you so much, Dawn. I sincerely appreciate that. I always try to help serve you guys as much as possible. All right, Felicia, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey, Felicia. Oh, you're muted. Or maybe the right microphone is selected.
Hold on. How about now?
I can hear you. Awesome. I can hear you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Doing very well.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. How can I serve you today, madam?
I am not very well with Keynote, and I understand that it's a very good place to start with, like intro videos. I'm kind of working on my countdown timers and different things like that I would like to introduce and build into my scenes in Ecamm. But I'm learning. It's a slow process. I like it to be a lot faster than what it is, but it is coming along.
Okay. So so your question about like how to use Keynote more efficiently for that kind of stuff?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I can't tell you that because I don't use Keynote for that very same reason. Okay. Guess what I use?
What do you use?
Canva, Canva.com, because it achieves a lot of the same things. Any PowerPoint presentations I've put together, any of the thumbnails that I make for my YouTube channel, any of the preload screens. Like I had one for today for StreamYard, but time got away from me, so I didn't upload it in time. But any of that stuff, I don't try to like complicate any system. I want things to be simple, even for me, but I want it to be efficient. I found for the same look, for it to be able to achieve the same things, I can do that in Canva. And yes, the free version just opens up a ton of possibilities, but I do have the paid version because again, it just raises that ceiling for what I can do with it, but it keeps it very, very simple. So I may upload a picture of me and it has the tool where it cuts me out and the background becomes transparent, or I want, like you'll be seeing now where I'm clear and in front of this image, but behind me is like all blue or all purple. That's in Canva. I'm not trying to be a wizard with, some of these different tools. Because again, I have to know at what point is me trying to learn some of this different stuff not helpful anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I was thinking yesterday, like, oh man, I should probably learn how to make transitions and stuff. It's just like, why? I buy my stuff all the time. I'd rather let somebody that's good at that stuff figure it out. It's like me trying to change my oil. Can I do it? Yeah, but it's better just go to Jiffy Lube. 15 minutes and I'm out of there. So it's like I take that same approach when it comes to that. So I use Canva.
Very helpful. I have Canva and quite a few other apps as well, but that's very helpful for me. That is very, very helpful. And I would imagine that for me, part of me actually getting in and press and record
Mhm.
is the I don't know whether to call it versatility or really trying to hone in on my niche. Okay.
Mhm.
So having said that, I'm a doctor of ministry candidate and I have to do a final project, build a
Mm.
course
Mhm.
or and different things like that. And so I have to do that, but is it what I really want to do?
Mm.
Yeah, it is. But then I also have a Facebook group that has over 1,000 members in it, and it's
Wow.
a women's ministry group that I push content to and different things like that. And so I have these two different things going, but I'm an avid juicer as well.
Okay.
So I really have to hone in on what it is that I'm going to do and how I can integrate those three streams to make it very easy for me.
Well, honestly, it's like, and I'll tell you, like, so anybody that follows Think Media, I absolutely love Sean and
I love
Heather.
me too.
Sean is the reason why I even got started. Like his YouTube videos is the reason I'm here today. So, so when it comes to doing content like that, and think one of the things Heather teaches is you can do all things, just not right now.
That's
So one of my ultimate passion and purposes in life is like I want to build a community center here in St. Louis around the fine arts. But I can't do that right now. And I can't do that broke. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm still actively working this business and building this up so that I could free my time, so I could leave my job, could I start the nonprofit today? Sure. But is that the best use of my time right now in the progressive? It's like, no. So I understand being like deeply passionate about a bunch of things, but it's just like at some point we have to put something on pause. Otherwise, we're always going to have one dream cannibalizing another dream.
absolutely.
So it's like if when I started doing this, I didn't start my YouTube channel to be doing this. I started my YouTube channel to make videos for my coaching business. I thought I was going to be a coach, you know, and not even video marketing at the time, just small business coaching. The more clients I got, the more I stopped receiving clients because you know what? I don't really want to talk that much throughout the week. You know, it's like, it's like I don't want to do this that much. The more I started doing video in service to that business is just like, you know what? I'm really uber passionate about helping my clients understand video. Why don't I leave this alone for coaching? I can still do coaching and we can help you with your business. But the perspective is now changed for video marketing. And now I'm here. So it's always a progressive process. It's not until you start speaking your message that you can really say, you know what? The more time I invest over here, the more I am dreaming about this other thing. Why don't I be okay with putting pause on this or stopping this? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or just letting it go or whatever. Like, you know what? I'm transitioning out of that. And so only you can really decide that. You can't serve multiple masters. And that's
Oh,
even
absolutely.
in your purpose or whatever. So when it comes to those things, it's like, again, I could talk about and create a channel around, you know, my endometriosis journey and what that's like and blah, blah, blah. But I could do this. It's like, but I could have the nonprofit too. And it's just like, I can't do all three. So what's taking precedence and where's my heart really at? You know what I'm saying? Like, so right now it's here. I can't stop thinking about it, you know, more than anything else. But let's say another 10 years, I'm in a place where I'm like, I've built my business. I've done what I wanted to do when it comes to doing this. Maybe it's morphed into something else that I can't imagine right now. And God has opened up some other doors for me. So it's just like, I'm ready to move so I can fully give that my focus. So when it comes to those things and like speaking your message, go ahead. If you need to do all three today, do all three today. You're going to feel it somewhere. Like, you know what? When I talk about this, I can't get off of it. And then you'll know where you really need to lean into more versus like some other things.
Thank you.
Sure. Do you have any more questions for me today?
I think you've gotten me unstuck.
Okay.
I think I have to hire some people.
Okay.
Some more people. I
Nothing.
should say.
Hey, you can't build a mountain by yourself, and you can't definitely build a vision by yourself.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you coming on today, Felicia.
Absolutely rock that.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate that. All right. Take care. Bye, Felicia.
Bye now.
All righty. All right. So, man, y'all are going to try to make me cry today. It won't happen. Okay. It's not going to happen. I refuse. Okay. It's two things I won't do online: ugly sleep and ugly crying. So, let's see where I left off here. I said, go ahead, Diana. You are my favorite media mogul. Well, thank you so much, Henry. I so appreciate that. Just don't know, brother. Glad to see everything that you're doing. So Wambui made it, says, hello, everyone. What's going on, Wambui? Said, that's only reason why I got the Pro. Oh, that virtual camera feature. Yeah, it's amazing. Holy crap. We got the super chat from Miss Eileen. Hold up. I missed it. Hold on. Let me show love. Where's it at? Ooh, holy cow. We got this super chat. I don't have a singing voice, even though I claim online I have a wonderful singing voice. That's just for a limited time only. So that says, hi, Diana. Great to see you. Can't wait for Leap into Live. Well, thank you so much, Miss Eileen. Thanks for the super chat. I so appreciate that. And if you guys don't know, she's referring to my talk that I'm doing, which I've mentioned the last time. So you go to diana.link/leap for upcoming talk that's on the 30th with Ecamm Live being featured to speak there for their live streaming event. And I'm talking about the 3 live streaming secrets to faster YouTube channel growth. So you can check that out. And if you haven't gotten Ecamm Live yet, I saw this yesterday. I was on a coaching call with a client or potential client at the time. And they have like 30% off on the annual subscription. So if you've been considering going for like the annual plan, like when you go to this link, you can get a discount. So I don't know if that gives me any affiliate credit or whatever, but regardless, like if that's something that will help you financially, like getting that discount, go ahead and check that out. So, all right, let me scroll back up. So I'm gonna run through these comments as best as I can. Nikita Parker, good to see you. Said, RR, you are only, okay, I think that's private combo. So, okay, goodness gracious. So Muhammad saying, yes, nice conversation. As early as it was. Goodness. Okay, so the heart of a villain saying, I know you use the M54 streaming, but when I hooked mine up, the signal to the camera seems to lag slightly, but just enough to be annoying. So is that within, because now I'm introducing StreamYard to you guys. So are we talking about StreamYard or are we talking about Ecamm? If we're talking about Ecamm, and you're doing the USB method. So again, we need to check the RAM. When it comes, like RAM again is so important because again, it's the difference between having a conversation with one person or maybe 2 people, but you're not maxed out mentally, or 83 people and have no idea what's going on. You're just in overload. That's what happens with RAM, that random access memory on a computer. You need to see and launch that activity monitor when you have Ecamm going, when you maybe have, let's say, Google Chrome or whatever web browser that you use going, what's happening? What is the memory resource? Is it saying like, hey, we only have 16 gigabytes and we're at 15? You're maxing the RAM. You got to close something for that to work a little bit more efficiently. And then Ethernet. Anytime we're talking about live streaming, Ethernet is going to be important. So, Nikita, glad you brought that up. So if you guys aren't aware, when you use Ecamm Live, you have the ability, because again, I talked about this the last time, where if you are like this microphone, I'm using the Samsung Q2U, has no latency. Miss Eileen, who I just popped up, who did the super chat, hashtag, feel free to do that. I will buy coffee for thyself. Okay. No, but she uses like the Samsung Q2U as well. And she's actually the person I was watching her, one of her Facebook, not streams, but it was like a story, one of her Facebook stories when she bought it. And I was like, that's amazing. I already had the ATR 2100, but I'm like, I want that one. So that's why I bought it. So this microphone doesn't have any latency, but there are some that, whether if you're using XLR connections or, whatever the setup is, or it just could be something dealing with the microphone that's giving you some latency or something is off. Inside of Ecamm, you can go into your preferences and go into the sound, and there is a bar that you can adjust. So you can say, oh, I notice a couple seconds afterwards, and then slide that bar up so that now you're in sync. Now, if that's the problem, like it's an actual hardware latency kind of a thing, try that out. And that could kind of get you synced up so you're not having that problem. But again, I always say check the RAM, make sure you're doing Ethernet. If those things check out and you're good to go, then go ahead and start adjusting that mic delay thing. Because again, live streaming is about a chain. You're creating a chain of events that's happening. For you to do that successfully, you need to start at the base, which is making sure you have the right requirements, make sure your RAM is where it needs to be, make sure your cables is where they need to be, you know, and hashtag all the things like that. So, Muhammad asking, am I on a Mac? Yes, I am. Muhammad, you're saying Felicia's audio is very low. That's the only thing. I think that's an update that's coming with StreamYard, where you should be able to adjust your guest's volume. But for right now, we just have to have a little grace with that. I don't know the why, but you know, it is what it is. But James Jameson's Travel saying, got the gear, finally figured out green screen is the new part. Okay, so to the previous question, if you have green screen, the green screen is the only new thing you're introducing. It worked fine within Ecamm. Again, it's just making sure you have lights for yourself to light you, the subject, enough distance behind you to also light your green screen well. And it's literally a button press in Ecamm, and then you adjust the intensity. It's I promise you, it literally is just that simple. There's nothing else to it when it comes to that. So if you got the rest of that squared away, you don't have much to worry about. You'll be off to the races. Let's see here. Okay, I'm trying to scroll through. Muhammad, you're saying Canva is nice, and I recently learned that Guy Kawasaki is part of their operation. I had no idea. That's awesome to know. And he is very inspirational. Check out some of his books. Man, if y'all know how many books I'm living in a library right now. Okay, that's why I'm upset about coronavirus. Honestly, I'm like, I just keep thinking like the book fair. How dare you? Can we just adjust things so I can go? I'll be the only one at the book fair. Still do it anyway. I'll come. I will be there. I assure you, I spend enough money at the book fair every year. I'm very familiar with Guy Kawasaki, so he's awesome. Let's see here. What's up, Adam's Exploits? Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Said hi, Dan. Just got done with my live stream. That's what I'm talking about, Adam. Good to see you. I'm glad you out there getting it done. So Dana Joy. Hi, Dana. Nice to meet you. Very nice, pretty picture on there. So can you hook an iPhone and use it as a second camera? Within Ecamm, yeah, and it works actually really well. There are a couple ways. One you can look into. I'm not going to explain it or even try to. It's called NDI, like Nathan, Dana, individual. So you can tell I wasn't in the military. So like, what would be the right even things to say for that? Like, I don't know. We're just gonna say names, okay? Nathan, Dana, Ivan, NDI, because I don't know what they would even say in the military for I don't know, but I know it's like Echo Charlie. Anyway, this is neither here nor there. NDI is one way to do it, and then the other way that you can bring on, like if you've ever seen any of my videos on my channel where I share my phone, I'm still doing that within Ecamm Live. I'm not doing anything separate, I'm literally just taking the regular cable and just plugging it into the computer, and it works. So there's not anything special I have to do for that. So there's a couple different ways. But yes, it's definitely possible. Wambo made it said, Dan, I love the nuggets of wisdom you drop. Well, I appreciate that so much. Really, really do. So Danny, you're also saying from before, it's just like, say, I totally agree, Dan, and focus on the one thing that has your heart. Absolutely. Man, it's nothing. Again, like I said, like all distractions are equal. All of them. Like if it's family, that's a distraction. It's just as equal as having a tool, a software tool that doesn't work. All distractions are equal. In pursuit of the thing that you love and want to do the most, it's like sometimes, and this may sound a little radical to some of y'all, I blocked my mama for 30 days straight because she kept blowing my phone up. I love my parents. I love my mother and father. You know what I'm saying? I'm youngest of 6, 21 nieces and nephews. Great auntie now. And so it's just like family is everything to me. But when I needed to set this company up and I was still working my job and like I was super frustrated and a lot of pain, like with endometriosis and all that stuff, I could not mentally take anymore. I needed peace and quiet, and I needed not to be disturbed. Other than my one friend who I had talked to occasionally, I was like, I need 30 days. I asked, I wasn't getting that ask taken care of. And because y'all know I got a Black mama. Okay. She wasn't having that. Okay. You do what she say and not the other way around. But guess what? All distractions are equal. And I said, Mama, you're not going to honor this. I'm going to block you. You ain't going to block me. You can't whoop me because I can lock the door. Even though I gave them a key to my house, it's kind of counterintuitive. I still will lock my door. You can't come in. Okay. But it's just like, seriously, I blocked her for 30 days. My daddy was fine. He called. Well, you won't answer your mom. No, I can't. She won't leave me alone and give me space that I need to do this. So, what if, playing devil's advocate here, what if I didn't do that? This would never be happening. I'd still be screwed, because, I'm working a job where they literally were firing everybody. Before even coronavirus hit, they told them, we're fired. At the end of the year, y'all gone, closing the bank down. I'd be screwed. So when I say all distractions are equal, that is a heavy statement. So even after the 30 days, I went over there and I had to have a conversation with her. It's like, look, she's like, what is the problem? Are we, disconnected? It's just like, no, you wouldn't honor the space that I needed. I created that space by blocking you. Seriously, I need that space. So again, all distractions literally are equal. Y'all call it radical if you want to. However, you got to do what you got to do out here in the street. Shoot. Nikita Parker, thank you so much for the super chat. $9, $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, because y'all don't have to do that. But when you do that, that really helps. So I really appreciate that so much. So thank you for giving out of your own household. So thank you. Let's see here. All righty. So Dana, again, on the chat upstairs, saying you are helping us learn so much. We appreciate you. Why? Appreciate y'all. You can't do anything by yourself. And so I just, try to give value and honor the time that I asked you. Like, we're all sharing in this time together. Y'all can't get this time back. Neither can I. So it's like, I want it to be as valuable as possible as we share in this time together. So I seriously appreciate when y'all show up, when you watch. That's why I reply to almost every comment on YouTube. Even like last night's 3 a.m. I'm just like, get these answers in there. Seriously, I'm very liberal with my time, because I believe everybody has a passion and a purpose. Like, there's a reason for you. Like, there's something you're supposed to be doing. And I'm gonna get off this rabbit trail, but like, I'm on here now. It's just like, I was watching this show called Deadwood. I love like little historical fiction shows and stuff like that. And the guy loved, he wanted to create like a fire brigade, so it's like this new town. It's like they don't even have a railroad there. It's like old Western kind of a vibe to it. And he's like, man, I really want, he's just a bartender, not getting paid no money. This is back in the day. And it's just like, oh man, I want to start this fire brigade. He's running for office to be mayor so that when he loses, because he will, his only purpose is he wants to start a fire brigade. And that meant so much to me to watch that, because even though it's a show, it's just like, somebody else would say, that's stupid. Who wants to be a firefighter, early day of a firefighter? It's like, but if that's what you're supposed to do, it don't matter who say what, you supposed to go do that thing. It's like, you won't go get no sleep around it. Like, you can't stop. You'll see every fire truck in the neighborhood. You'll be paying attention to all the stats and what could be done and the inefficiency. So like, there's no such thing as a dumb purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, so I could be on that one for a day. Nikita is saying, Diane, you have a wonderful spirit and you're so knowledgeable. It is refreshing to see a young lady who is embracing herself, growing and sharing with others. Thank you so much, Nikita. Y'all not gonna make me cry. We're going to take a sip. We'll be right back after these messages. But thank you so much. Seriously, it's just like, we all have our work to do. We all have a great work to do. So I'm just trying to do my part. So the heart of a billing, you're saying you're doing eCam via USB. So this is to his previous question. If you guys don't recall what that was, he's saying that he's getting some lag using the M50, using eCam via USB. Again, my suggestions won't change. And at some point you do have to reach out to customer service, because there's only so much that I can kind of like try to figure out. But if they ask you to send a diagnostic, they'll tell you what to do. And like, they literally can see the behind the scenes coding version of stuff of what's happening so that they can really help you in a way to like pinpoint, identify what's happening. So at some point, if y'all really having like issues with Ecamm Live and nothing I'm saying is working from the comments or whatever, or even like on here and stuff like that, go ahead and reach out to their customer service. They do get back really quickly. And when they ask you, they'll tell you like what to do to send a diagnostic log to them that literally would tell them like all this kind of like coding stuff that you could do, you know, to figure out what's actually happening and why. Because if it's a bug and it's something like that your system has identified and is experiencing, like they need to know so they can fix that in the next update. So Tim Cruz, hey Tim, how you doing? Good to see you. Said, I currently have a Logitech C910, the Canon M50 and the Canon 90D. Well, you have no shortage of cameras there. It said, is it worth the setup with a mirrorless camera / DSLR compared to the plug and play web camera? Well, I'll put it to you like this, much in the same way that I did the video for USB versus HDMI connection. Let me switch cameras real quick. Now, y'all are now seeing my web camera. What do you think? Now, granted, the ones on the Mac suck. I got my Logitech C920. I don't think I have any. Yeah, I don't have any open ports for, you know, the connected in, whatever the case is, but it almost looks slightly about the same. Kind of sucks. So it's going to be on you. If this is what I always had, y'all would never know any different. Yeah, you would say this looks worse than, and I'm still looking at the camera up there. It's like, this looks worse than what we just saw. You have that kind of a perspective of, what is it? The Walmart TV type of scene. And let me switch this because I'm not, okay, this is not my purpose in life. So it's like when it comes to the quality of a web camera versus a regular camera, one, I have a definitive look and style that I prefer to stick to now. So I will never use my web camera for these kind of videos. Like something has to break midstream. I don't have time to fix it. It's not the best use of our time together. As to why I'm, you know, proceeding with that. And that has happened on live stream. Something happens. I didn't know to have this versus that, you know, or the battery dies, you know, before I had a cable, whatever. Just like, well, it flipped, whatever. We rolling with it because value, right? So honestly, if you have those cameras already, use it. Like give them the better quality. Another thing is that most of y'all have not morphed into sharing micro content. If you look at my Instagram profile, which is just my name on Instagram, then you'll see like I take these live streams, I take segments out of them so that I can continue to provide value. The last stream was like 2 hours. Y'all ain't got time for watch no 2 hours like that. Well, maybe you do. We're only changing lives out here in these streets. So but it's like most of the time though, 2 hours is a lot. That's like severe podcasting. Like, you know, it's like, so for me to take an answer though, and to redistribute that on Instagram or Facebook so that you get that one answer in a 1 minute or 3 minute max kind of a setting, then so be it. But I really wouldn't. And I've reshared ones from the webcam, like when I was on the StreamYard Today show, and was Devontae was interviewing me. I was using the Logitech C920, the same lights, and it looked horrible. You know, it's only so many, like 5 or 6 videos from that interview, but it looked terrible. So quality, if you have access to better, give your people the best quality possible. It will serve you in the long run. So is it worth it? Yeah. Like if you don't have it, and you, like for the longest time, I think for 2.5 years, I used my Logitech C920, make it work. You know, make sure you got lights, make sure the lens is clean and stuff like that. But if you have better, do better. You know, honestly, that's what I would say. So why does your image look so pixelated? On my end, I don't see that. And hello, Lito Cruz, good to see you. On my end, I don't see that. So again, Wi-Fi upload, browser-based streaming, it could drop. As far as I know, it should be cranking out 720p, 30 frames per second max. But on my end, I don't see that. I see it stutter a little bit, but I don't see it getting like, oh my gosh, what the hell? You know, kind of a thing. So I don't know. Heart of a Villain saying I'm able to run a stream with 2 webcams, no issue. Okay, so Adam's exploit saying mine lags terribly using HDMI with the Elgato Cam Link. I'm going to try and use it with the USB 3.0 and Sparkle Cam. Yeah, it's like, excuse me. Oh my gosh, excuse me. And you're saying that that's also Ethernet and hardwired. Okay, so if you're still getting lags, even with Ethernet and stuff like that, again, it's like the Cam Link still has requirements. Is that working? Like, is it messing up? To some extent, it's like, I've reached the capacity at being able to help. So it's like, if you really keep having, like, you've done everything I've recommended, reach out to customer service for any of them, for Sparkle Cam if they have it, for Ecamm, for Elgato, and see what they say, see what they can come up with and how they can potentially help you. Because sometimes it's just like, there's only so much that I can honestly advise on. You still kind of gotta, get it sorted through. So Adam's exploits still laughing at me. Said Echo Charlie Bravo. It's like, yeah, it's like Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta and the rest. I don't know. Ain't nobody got time to be figuring A, B, and C, D, E, F, G. Okay, freaking military. So, oh wait. Since we're on this topic, I'll come back to that. Dana said November Delta India. Oh, thank you. See, Lido. See, that's how y'all know I'm not in the military. It'd be a very different military conversation nationally if y'all let me in there. They'd be like, Dana, what's the stat today? I'm like, well, we got a Lido Bravo. They'd be like, the what? Never mind. I'm going to take a break. I'll be back. So yeah. Said NDI is what? A software? It's really, I can't rightly explain it. You just gonna have to Google this one. It's like, seriously, until I like show you and try to explain, I can't. Somebody in the chat probably can in a text kind of way, but I can't do it justice trying to explain it. But it's like, basically, because you were asking earlier about using your phone as a second camera, you can connect it somewhat of a software way so that you're able to like walk around your house, for example, and still be connected to the stream. Like if I got up and I say, all right, y'all, we're gonna go in the basement, and I'm picking up my phone and it switches from this main screen to my phone, it's doing that wirelessly. So yes, it is a type of a software, but all of the components that kind of like go into that, I can't really explain that all that well. Shirley saying, hey, Diana. Well, hello, Shirley. Good to see you. Love your hair on your profile pic there. And you said, not your mama. Yes. And it's like, people get baffled when I say I blocked my mama for 30 days. Even my friend was laughing. It's just like, and my daddy don't do that. My daddy's like, okay, may the Lord bless you and keep you always. It's like, but shoot, I'm like, ma'am, I assure you, it's like, I'm beyond catching leather belts at this point. I can go home. You ain't finna whoop me no more. I got enough. All right. I assure you. but though too, I when I had that conversation with her, because y'all go out there blocking your mamas, don't send me no message on Instagram talking about saying, man, you messed up my relationship. It's like, but when I went back to my mom to pick up from where I left off with that story, when I left off with my mom, y'all let me know if y'all have any questions real quick. If you want to hop on, where is it at? Over there. That's the information. So y'all can see what's what if you want to hop on live and ask questions, and I'll get back to those in the chat. I'm just going through the chat right now for the comments. But yeah, it's like, so when the 30-day period was over and I had it set up successfully, I had my pricing in order and all of those things, I went over there and I sat for a long time and I talked to her and I was like explaining what happened and what was going on and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's like, Mom, you have to be somewhat proud at that point too, because you raised a strong enough woman to be able to say no when it's hard. You know what I'm saying? To be able to prioritize things when it's hard. And she fully respected it and she understood. She's like, I get it now. I'm sorry. I apologize. You're right. And now I will go on record and say my mama is good for apologizing. So it's not like, okay, it's just like she always do this. It's not like that. But at this point, I'm like, what she wanted me to do was like some stuff with the church. And I was like, no. Again, all distractions are equal, even at the Lord's house. May the Lord bless you and keep you. I'm not doing I need this. Because if I'm not doing my purpose, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so yeah. So at the end of the 30 days, it's just like, Mom, here's where we're at, and this is what's what. So, you know, it is what it is. So Doc Rock, good to see you. Glad you're here. You're saying I stream in 4K with the cam link on eCam. It's probably a processor issue. That's important as well. As I was saying like earlier, I got to make sure that you are checking the specifications, minimum requirements for you to do a software. It's like you can hear me talk about StreamYard all day. You hear me talk about Kajabi now, and I'm starting to talk about StreamYard more. Make sure your stuff has the minimum base requirement in English requirements to run it. So Adam's Exploit saying Sparkle Cam's customer service is terrible. Well, you heard it first. They're not going to be no help. So as far as that's concerned, you got to figure that one out. And then Doc Rock saying, hey, I'm a retired Army. I can teach y'all. Throw something up there because I don't know. Like I said, Echo, Bravo, not even Bravo. Goodness. Echo, Bravo. I'm done with this conversation. I can't do nothing when it comes to that. All right. So yeah. All right. So Shirley, you're saying, and if I don't see any more questions or anything like that, then we can wrap up the stream. Unless again, you hop on live and ask your questions. Otherwise, I guess we'll call it good after this one here. Shirley is saying, do you have to pay for Sparkle Soft, which is owned by which is who owns Sparkle Cam? Yes, that's not free. So if you look at like the video on the latest video on how to live stream with your Canon M50 using your USB, then you'll see where I still had that big dumb logo across my forehead. This is like Sparkle Cam. It's just like you got to pay for that. Others. All right, so. Felicia is saying, yeah, you're retired Army, so she can help with that too. I passed ROTC and we didn't need any of those things. It's just like, I am not the one. Let's not, in a disaster situation, put Diana in charge. Everybody's going to be lost. I can't give you the longitude, latitude. Like that is not my forte. If you want to film this event, let me know. If it comes to anything else, it's just like, I cannot help you. I can't, that's bad. Like I can't do the Echo Bravo Charlie thing, right? It's just like, I don't know what to tell you. Oh gosh. And I have people in my family that's just like, Diana, you're embarrassing the whole family. And Doc Rock saying, please stop. It's like, look, my uncles, you've been in the military. I got a brother that's been in the Army. Whole family gonna disown me. So if y'all see my last name changed, no, I ain't got married. I just got kicked out. So Francis, good to see you. Glad you're here. I saw your comment. I recently replied to you on YouTube. So I was saying it's my first time. Great. My pleasure. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. So Magnus, we got themagnus.com official. That's not his website, so don't go there. So Magnus, follow your content on YouTube, man. Good to see you. Saying the stream is cool. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. So Lito, you're saying, thanks for your answer about the pixelation. It's probably my monitor. It's an ultra wide at 1080p, just getting a few jagged lines, especially on your headphone wires. Oh, you know what? You're saying that's not you. Again, that's something with StreamYard. I've asked them about certain things. So here's what I would say for all of you that see this, go to the Facebook account for StreamYard, tell them you want 1080p, tell them that I sent you. And tell them about that streaming line zebra. That's not y'all. That's a StreamYard thing. Because y'all notice on eCam when I'm doing the streams, we don't have that problem. Or anybody else, we don't have that problem. I think BeLive has that kind of a thing too. But it's just like, tell them they're doing updates, but it has to be enough of a demand from their community. Because otherwise they just think I'm some video geek that just is asking for the kitchen sink. They literally, StreamYard is very focused on like the things that they care about is like dependability and stuff like that, and making sure it doesn't crash, especially with the influx. But when it comes to actual video features, they figure like most people are doing like podcasting. They're going to use their webcam on their computer or just a Logitech webcam or something simple. And they don't care about the way video looks. But I'm like, no, it's like they want to learn. And if they can't identify what's happening in the video on the streams, it's not helpful that, you know, it's like y'all not raising that bar. So tell them, like, seriously, go to Facebook, message them and tell them, like, we want 1080p, fix this, and like step it up with the quality. So I'm telling you. So it looks like when a video game and it doesn't use anti-aliasing. I thought the same thing. I wasn't quite sure, but I'm glad you're seeing it. So I really appreciate that. So Dana, holy chat, holy cow, saying here's a little something to keep you going. Well, thank you so much. I will buy me some white chocolate and some coffee with that one. So, but thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate that. And Felicia, $20 have coffee on me. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chats so very much. Seriously, I'm a little blown away there. So thank y'all. I sincerely appreciate you. So I got some more questions here. Shirley saying, can I use an older Canon DSLR like a Canon T3i as a web camera? I have a PC. Maybe not, Shirley. Maybe not. And the reason why I say that is because when we look at, again, let's stick with the M50. That's all what we're all familiar with for Canon. And then we look at, you know, like the Canon T3i. If the M50 is not really doing it all that well, and they're just now barely, I wouldn't give too much faith into the Canon T3i being very different than the M50. So if you have the HDMI port on there, USB, maybe try it. I would say if you don't have, well, you say you got a PC, but because I was gonna say maybe Ecamm, but I don't know how far down. Like I know the EOS M, so whatever year that camera came out, it doesn't work. But the thing is, though, I hate you to buy stuff and like it does, you know, it's not gonna work. I'm venturing on the side of no, because it's too old. Could it? Probably, but I don't have very much faith in that it being able to. So Myron Grimes, good to see you, Myron. I actually have a nephew named Myron. So I said, just download a phonetic chart. No, I'm not learning the military way to say things. You know why? I only speak 2 languages, English and bad English. And we've already seen today what the bad English looks like. And I'm not going there. It's not going to happen. So AAM Sergi, I don't know how you fully pronounce that, but good to see you. Glad that you're here. Said I just joined. I have an M50. I can't get it to connect to Zoom through the USB through Camera Live. Do you need anything else? If you're using Ecamm Live and Camera Live and you're going based off of the old video that I had about how to do that, you no longer need Camera Live. So if you do that now, you're introducing Camera Live, which is conflicting with Ecamm Live already running it. So you don't need both anymore. And that's the biggest thing with the newest video, is basically just telling you, you no longer need to use Camera Live as we did before. Now, if you're using something like Camera Live with Cam Twist to kind of do that via software, again, these open source softwares, it's only so much we can do to try to get stuff going when stuff breaks. There is no reliable customer service to really help you out, because it's just kind of like techie people making stuff that works for some and maybe not for all, and, you know, not knowing what all goes into that. So, but if you're talking about like from an older video using Ecamm Live, then no, you don't need to do that anymore. So like you can pretty much delete Camera Live and just use the Ecamm Live. If you have a pro account and you're using that virtual camera feature, then you're selecting Ecamm Live virtual camera as your camera option, and that'll bring that feed over into there. So Dana is laughing at me. So I said, I'm not learning this military lingo. All right. The hood lingo ain't enough to see us through. It's nothing else will do. Okay. That's a tweetable. That's a Diana Gladney tweetable. I was saying giving Digicam control a go is always a possibility. I have heard of the Digicam control software, which is basically, for those of you that may be wondering, it is a bunch of stuff, little tools and stuff like that, software that you could try to make it work. I don't venture into some of that stuff, because here's where, again, like I was saying earlier, at some point, I stop being helpful when I start being too technical. And if, again, like I can tell y'all for Ecamm and for, Elgato, I can say, go to customer service, man. I don't know. With some of this stuff, it's like once it breaks and you're just like, I don't know. Now you've invested in things. It's like, and I'm not being as helpful as I can. So if you want to, which I know Magnus is a video guy, and he does video production work, like in general. And so, at some point, if you can manage it, cool, go for it. But just like I get those comments about OBS and this, that, or whatever, I'm not teaching OBS on my channel. I'm not even going to talk about it because it's not helpful. That's not for my audience. Will some of y'all find it valuable? Maybe, but I'm not willing to introduce that headache into my life for the sake of like two that may find it, helpful just because it's free. At some point, free becomes poison when you are introducing problems that you can't solve for right and stuff like that. It's just not helpful. It's like, so I'm not doing that. So every time I see, well, I got OBS and I'm trying to use this, I don't know. May the Lord bless you and keep you always. May his light shine upon you, because I don't know. Like, seriously, because some of that stuff is just like, it may be free, but it's not worth it. Okay. Nobody wants to come and join me any longer. I take offense to that. Okay. We're already in quarantine. Sucks. It sucks. No, I'm just kidding. So if there are no more questions and or comments, I am so glad that you guys came and joined today and left your questions, comments, concerns, and otherwise. We've been rolling for about an hour, 20 minutes here. We still got 18 people, man. Y'all are just blowing me away, and just all kinds of stuff, man. Y'all are just one of a kind, really, truly. So now we're getting some more stuff coming in. So let me address that. So Catholic Marathon Mom, good to see you. Glad that you're here. Like that smiling thumbnail. Said that headache. Yes. Yes. Not doing it. First of all, let's not be disrespectful in this here chat. What is this? Not you, Catholic Marathon Mom. Lola, good to see you. Glad you're here. But what is this? What's this, Lola? One has to go. Oh, there is only one that goes, and it's Microsoft. If I got to choose between Apple and Microsoft, bye. Like, literally, because thanks for all your contributions to the world, Bill, but no. And the difference for me was between like Apple versus Microsoft type stuff and, all that. All the reasons that y'all keep having problems now is before I even got started with jumping into that space of, buying capture cards and, whatever and all that stuff. I'm like, you know what? I looked at the services that were PC based, and I'm like, you know what? These aren't great. These don't, it's not easy to use. It's not even easy to teach. It's just like, it sucks. And I was just like, you know what? Forget about it. I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. So Adon V, good to see you. Glad that you are here. Said, I'm here, as we all are. So glad that you're here. Saying, Doc Rock saying, wait, I am a dyed-in-the-wool Swiss Army nerd, and OBS was nothing but fighting headaches. Get good software. You heard it from the man himself. It's just like, one of the guys in the community, Cantus, that I've had on the channel before. Cantus is a bona fide, legit rocket scientist that like worked at NASA. Like, like we all say, well, it doesn't take rocket science. Apparently it do. Because if Cantus can't figure it out, we ain't teaching about it on the channel. And I'm like, so Doc Rock telling y'all don't do it. It ain't worth it. So Dana is saying, thank you. My pleasure. Thank you so much. Okay. Wait, okay. Y'all ready? Because I said something last week. You're going to wish, like and on my community tab said, you're going to wish that you had Ecamm Live by the time I'm done teaching all my tutorials, not because of the Canon M50, but because of this right here, saying, why can't I use my Sony A6400 with Ecamm with just a USB? I am releasing this right now. This is extra. Okay. Are y'all ready? Okay. Are you ready? Now, the wonderful, amazing creators, amazing, brilliant minds at Ecamm Live is going to be fixing this. And it's not just going to be for Sony. So I wouldn't say what it was last week. We're almost there. It's not out yet. It will be coming soon. I'm testing it. I got to test as soon as the stream is over. I have to test for one. If this is okay, then we may be proceeding with it. Because I do also do beta testing for Ecamm Live. So I need to run a test as soon as this stream is over with that for this very same comment. So don't tell nobody yet. Okay. This is between us. All right. It's me and you. All right. So Entree fam, this is coming. USB for most brands of cameras with Ecamm Live via USB. No capture card required. Finding a way through all of the stuff of what same way like the Canon M50 works. They've got it to work with a Nikon. They've gotten it to work with some Sonys. We still need to figure out the latest Sony ones. For the most part, this is coming. So you will be able to take a USB camera and the same stuff that I talk about, you know, that you would get with a capture card. Like you will get all that stuff on a regular camera. So don't tell nobody I told y'all. Okay, but we right there. So that should be coming very, very soon. I don't know if that'll be like a standard or a pro thing. Like I'm not privy to that kind of stuff, but I'm testing for it right now. So as soon as that clicks over, it is recognizing it right now. It's just like, so don't tell no, okay, this between us, y'all. All right. Now this get out on petapixel.com or something, like local St. Louis are okay. We're going to have problems out here in these streets, but it's coming. It is coming. So you will be able to live stream with your other brand of camera. And as soon as it comes out, I will let y'all know. I'll do a video on it, but it is coming. So that's why I said y'all gonna wish you had Ecamm Live, because that basically tells capture cards, bye-bye. I'm going to stop using mine because it's extra processing power. For what? When I can use the USB cable. So I can't wait to try it out and test the functionality of it, make sure it works really well. But that is coming. All right. Shirley saying, Dana, you are a breath of fresh tech. Thank you for mind sharing with us, girl. My pleasure. So Mr. Miami Cuddles, good to see you. Glad that you're here. Say you are a good teacher. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Myron saying you definitely have to be comfortable in what you know. Absolutely. Francis, you're saying thank you. You're dropping so much value. God bless you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I will be here to continue to serve y'all, even beyond and post Rona. So all shall be well. How did I get behind on comments again? Okay. Let's see here. Kelmark TV saying, hey, Diana. Hello. Nice to meet you. Glad that you're here. All right. So wait. Where are we? Kylie. Okay. Let me refocus and figure out where I am. Doc Rock saying I have the working camera list too. Yeah, so Doc Rock, I see you in the group there. But yeah, and then Myron saying that's a game changer. It is. I'm telling y'all, Ecamm Live is. If I had like my niece, one of my nieces or nephews had a Mac, I would take their computer just so I could use it for live streaming. Like StreamYard is great. We're using that today, getting a lot of value out of it. It gets the job done. It's good for beginners. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not for everybody. If you want more, like maybe to run from doing basic streams like this to running an event and all the things that you can think of, Ecamm Live is it. You want something simpler, some of the features, maybe StreamYard, you know, and there's other stuff out there. It's just like, I only really speak highly of what I put my money behind, what I put, you know, my energy and effort, like, is this going to best serve my audience? So, and it's just like, I've been real hesitant to talk about StreamYard for the past year because I'm just like, come on, like, this is not me, a video geek wanting more. It's like the people need more. And so, but yeah, it's like, it's coming. It is coming. So Francis saying, I just bought a capture card. I'm looking to using the A6400, definitely a Canon guy at heart. With my first legit camera being the Canon 60D. That's awesome. You'll be able to do both in a minute here. So Myron saying that would definitely open up the door for multiple camera setups, just thinking about the resource power being used by the USB port. So you don't want to overpower, because I have tested this with when I had two Canon M50s. You can run multiple cameras via USB using Ecamm Live. So that will be possible. And I will be testing running both a Sony and the Canon at the same time via USB. But every USB port in their respective computers that you're using has where it may be too much going into that. So I wouldn't do both running into the same point, part or whatever. I would kind of try to split that up. So if you have one of the later Macs where you're using USB-C and you got to get an adapter and, the whole dongle situation, I wouldn't probably moving forward try to. Have I done it? Yeah. But I would just try to keep it as separate as possible so you're not really overloading, your computer like that for real in one port and it's shutting down or failing or introducing lag or something because it's just like not there. So Shirley saying, I wish Ecamm Live was available for PC. I understand. I understand your pain. So Myron saying, you blowing up, girl. We'll see, I guess. Nikita saying, Shirley, buy a used MacBook Air. Y'all want to know a secret? I am using a 2013 MacBook Pro. Now, how old is that? I didn't buy this computer to be doing all of what I do with it. I just thought for like some simple video work for my church at the time, and then for to use Ecamm Live and Final Cut Pro 10, like that's all I would use it for, just very basic things. I have quit my job on this daggone computer, like literally, and I'm running my business. I've edited courses, I've done trainings, I've all this stuff on this little old computer that costs $900 2 years ago. And that was from like a camera, not camera store. That's from like a computer store. 2013 MacBook Pro. It has none of the requirements to do any of the things that I am doing. 8 gigabytes of RAM. None of the specifications are right. Nothing is working. Like it's, I'm saying? Like as far as like, oh, well, you need this and you need that. None of the processing power that, but is it freaking working or is it not? Yeah, I want to upgrade my computer and stuff like that. But that's what I was saying, like Macs, the difference is with a PC, it'd be failing all over the place. But with a Mac, as stupid simple as you could probably find one of these now, it works. All the stuff y'all see me do, it works. Can I introduce heavier workloads within Ecamm? Not right now, because again, it's like, so I have to know my computer's limitations, like I know my camera's limitations, but get you an old Mac and go for the gold. So Lido, you're asking, am I using a separate monitor for the chat? No, I'm actually doing all of this. Like I'm using 2 monitors, but everything is like in the same window here. I'll show you within StreamYard. So you should be seeing, first of all, let me. But basically, what you're seeing is like, if you just pay attention to the border, at least the chat is just, all of this is in the same window, but good Lord, that's not even helpful. So it looks awful trying to figure that one out. But yeah, so no, I'm not using any separate monitor for the chat or nothing like that. It's all in there. Doc Rock has some developing news saying USB support is now available to the public now. So they released it. Okay, so I've been busy this week. I haven't had time to look. So try it. If you got a different camera, you got Ecamm Live, try it now. See what's happening. So we do have a running list of cameras that are working. Like I said, I got to test mine today. But yeah, try it. See if yours works. So way to go, Doc Rock. So Dan's KLR Vids, good to see you. Glad you're here. Said, I'm sorry if you've answered this. If I use a Canon M50 with Ecamm, as you've recommended, can I answer a Zoom call? Yes. So if I was to do, let's say, a coaching session with you right now, I could use this kind of a setup. If this was my M50 and not my Sony, you can still use it. The thing is, though, do you have enough computing power and all of that to do both? Because if you're using Zoom, that's also still like a desktop client and all of that stuff on your computer that's using up resources and all the like. And you're running Ecamm simultaneously with Zoom. can you successfully pull it off? Again, as old as my computer is, it works fine. But at the same time, just try it, see what happens. But yeah, it's possible. And Ecamm Live has a free trial, so you don't have to pay for it up front to get it to go. So Shirley, you're saying, bye y'all. Thanks for all the thank. Well, thanks, Shirley, for being here. Appreciate you and your time. So have a good day. And Catholic Marathon Mom saying, thanks so much. I'm learning so much. Well, I am so glad. Appreciate that. And then Dan's KLR vid saying, clarifying. And then I'm gonna wrap up after these last couple ones that I see here. Said, can I use my M50 Ecamm in Zoom to create a webcam call? Again, I don't see why not, because here's the funny thing. Even again, I use Mac and FaceTime. I can use this look, and I have on a FaceTime call. You're literally at that point, you're just changing your camera option. It will work. So whether I was using Ecamm or whether I'm using this, it will work just fine. You're just changing your camera option. So that's not a problem. You can use, if you're getting your feed from Ecamm or even a capture card or whatever, you're literally just changing it to that virtual camera. If you're using Ecamm, or like when I'm selecting my camera option, I'm using CamLink right now in my Sony A6400. I'm just picking the CamLink as the camera option. So it's possible. Which subscription level do you use for Ecamm Live? You can use standard. If you don't need to or want to try to share your camera feed with Zoom calls and Skype and all that stuff it has Skype built in, so scratch that. But just like Zoom, and you don't want to take that camera feed into Zoom and all that, you don't need Pro. Pro is literally only for if you're going to probably do events or have like a producer run your show and they need to monitor audio, like you need separate channels and all that stuff. It has those capabilities. Just for regular live streams, for nearly everything else, a standard account is more than enough to get it done. Oh, cool, we get the Inception screen. I don't know what was going on with that, so I can't even got time to figure it out. So Dr. Roxanne, we got to collab soon. You are the truth, Misty. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, brother. So guys, we have neared the end of the stream. May the Lord bless you and keep you always. I got to get a cheeseburger and an apple pie today. That's my essential run, and some coffee, because I literally made my last cup today, and that is a no-no in my household. A lot of things can happen. We cannot run out of coffee. And I haven't eaten yet, so I got to eat. So we've been running for about an hour and a half. We will continue to do these. If you want to see more of these, let me know. You can comment in the chat. You can comment in the comments. I usually ask on Instagram on my stories, if y'all want another one of these. You asked the last time for another one, so here is the other one. So now if y'all want another one, y'all gotta let me know, because otherwise I don't want to be here just by myself and just hanging out and it's maybe one or two other people. I've done that before. That's not a problem, but I want to make sure if it's a help cast, then it's at a time and a day that kind of works for you guys. That can help. So somebody's asking the question before I go. Okay, David, I see you. Okay. Hey, David, good to see you. Glad you're here. David's asking, hi, can you talk about your audio setup? It sounds beautiful. So I use a Samsung, and I'll take the comment down so you can see it real quick. All right. I use a Samsung Q2U, and I'll try to raise this up so you can see it. All right. So it's just via USB. I don't have an audio interface or any of that stuff connected. I literally keep my stuff as simple as possible, because I don't like frustrating setups and all that either. It's literally just it has both the XLR, which is like your traditional audio port, on the bottom. So I've used it for speaking engagements and things like that. But it also can connect via USB. The key when it comes to any audio is for my voice, as loud as I laugh, and as close as I'm going to have this microphone to me, I know that 67% volume level is the best setting for my voice. If I brought my friend in, her laugh gets like high pitched, and no, I probably need to bring that down to like 30% or something for as loud as she talks, you know, and as loud as her laugh is. So really, when it comes to audio, it's just about like, one, this is a really good microphone and it's stupid cheap. But at the same time, though, it's for mic placement and where the distance is for this. One, you see I got this little screen guard on here. That's a pop filter. So any plosive P's, T's, or whatever, it gets broken up in that filter. So you're not getting that punch in the ear kind of a feeling audibly. But also so that if, again, like I said, from me laughing to me cracking a joke, and I'm just like, ain't nobody got time for that. You can hear all of that well. So 67% works for me. So that's what I keep my mic at. So it has consistent audio every single time. But I'm not using anything special other than this stuff, which I've linked in descriptions all over the place if you want to check those out. But at the same time, I think you can go to dinagladney.com/gear, and that'll link to this setup or whatever. But at the same time, I don't try to make my stuff super complex, y'all. Like, seriously, I want my stuff to be simple, not because I'm teaching from it, because it's like, why we need an XLR microphone and an audio adapter and all this, like, why? like make it make sense for me. Now, when I bring my friend in and we're doing a live stream together and we're doing it from my house, I bring in my audio interface then, and I connect it via XLR then, so that I can get all of the things that I want to do audio wise, but still keep it super clean and simple for me to do. I bought a mixing board with 82 different channels and it doesn't work. It works, but it's just silly now because I'm like, oh, but no, ain't nobody got time for all that stuff. Like, that's I don't do, you know, all of that stuff. So, somebody's asking, let me, and forgive me if my words are running together here. Samson Q2U. So you can actually see what I'm saying, so it's easier to find. It's the Samson, not Samsung, Samson Q2U. That's the microphone that I use. So it's not Samsung. It literally is a company called Samson. And this is the microphone. It usually runs from like anywhere from $44 to $54 per Rona. I don't know how that's affecting stuff right now, but yeah, that's the thing. So saying Daniel, golly, man, yeah, the last names, mute. Oh, I passed Spanish one time in class. Okay, I promise. Like, I couldn't tell time. I failed that module in school, but I did pass Spanish. I think with like a B, but I cannot pronounce your name. But Daniel, good to see you. Glad that you're here. I actually have a brother named Daniel. So it said, what is this comment display wizardry that you're using to show comments on the screen? I'm using today when I'm doing the helpcast, so y'all can join live if you want to. I am using StreamYard. So you go to diana.link/StreamYard. But you can I went to these kind of styles. They only have two theme looks, which is this one and then this other one. I like, comparative to the two, I like this one better, because when I bring your comment up, this one, today's stream is not on Ecamm. This is using StreamYard. But when I bring this one up on Ecamm, like, I can put it where I want and resize it. I can't do that with StreamYard. So it's just huge. And like, if I sat back some, it's like, especially the more it is to your comment, just like Myron here, let me switch to yours. Oh, that's not that big. But some of these other comments are like, it comes up really tall. And so I'm like trying to get above the comment. We can't adjust that yet. So, but this is using StreamYard on today's stream. So this is not Ecamm. This is StreamYard today. So David saying, you are amazing. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate that. All right, brother. I see you got your fade on the picture. That's all right there. Samson, like in the biblical sense. I don't know if they got any biblical references or, but something like it. Myra saying, great job. Get out of here, get your food and take care of yourself. You are greatly appreciated. God bless. Thank you so much, Myron. I appreciate that. Doc Rock saying the Samson Q2 used the bomb and it's at $50. Yep, there you go. All right, y'all, no more. I got to eat. I am hungry out here in these streets. I have not eaten today and just like, I can't. So Thank y'all for your time and your attention. You mean so much to me. Again, if you want more of these helpcasts, let me know. I'll probably be doing a survey on my Instagram, which is just at Diana Gladney. So come over there. You'll see more of my goofiness in my Instagram streams and like stories and stuff like that. But I'll usually throw a post in the stories to see if we need to do another one. If so, we may see about like Saturday afternoon-ish and see if that time works for everybody, or maybe sometime next week or something like that. But these seem to be doing well with helping you guys. So I just want to be able to help as much as I can. But guys, as always, live with passion. I will see y'all in the next video. I promise I'm uploading. Take care, y'all. Bye.